We did it! Happy Friday, everybody!
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Another Friday where we didn't mess up the countdown. We're doing great.
We're trying to. We're starting to finally get the hang of it after a few months.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been like almost 4 months. No,
Wow.
it's over 4 months now.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, crazy. So hello everyone and good morning and welcome to Friday with Friends. And please put your hands together for Jennifer. We have two Jennifers on the screen today, I guess.
Yes.
For both of them. I'm so excited to have you on, Jennifer. You are such a light. I'm so excited, but
Uh,
I know you already know how highly I think of you.
yes. Yeah, and I hope you know the feeling's mutual.
Oh, thank y'all. So I am Charlene, as most of you know. Jennifer Grenier and I are here every week, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say about me. You guys kind of know it all. I'm a homeschooling mom. I've got 6 kids, and then my bonus daughter, which is my husband's oldest, and we live in northern Alberta, up in Grand Prairie. Um, yeah, I think. Oh, and I've been in the business 3 years. Next month, I joined our community, so that's exciting. But I guess that's about it, Jen. You could take it away now.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. And my name is Jennifer. I met Charlene. It'll be 2 summers ago at a park. We had a park date because, of course, we have kids.
Yeah.
And
I mean, would we not have a park date even if we didn't have kids? Come on.
we probably would actually. Yesterday, we actually had a lunch date with another fellow business owner, and she was talking about all her farm animals. I was like, we need to have a field trip to her house, but leave the kids at home.
Yeah. She's got horses and cows and all these fun things, donkeys. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. So I live in northern Alberta as well. I live about half an hour, 40 minutes from where Charlene is. We live out in a little hamlet, little rodeo community, Teepee Creek, Alberta. We absolutely love it out here. And I am a homeschooling mom too. To my 10-year-old, I have 2 adult children, and it is my grandson's third birthday today. So
Oh,
Oh, happy
we're
yay.
gonna have a party
birthday.
tomorrow for him. He's gonna actually have his first birthday party with like real people and friends and family, not
That's
just his
exciting.
mom and us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna celebrate this weekend. It's gonna be so much fun. So I'm gonna
Oh,
go get
that's
my
exciting.
nieces this morning, and after we're done here, and they're gonna join us for the weekend, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun, eat a lot of cake. And we're so excited to bring Jennifer on this morning. She's a beautiful soul. She joins us pretty much just about most Fridays in the comments and watches us. And so now it's her turn. It's her spotlight to share a little bit with us and all of you. So go ahead, Jen.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Jennifer, but most people call me Jenny, and people who are really close to me call me Jen. I am
Oh,
originally, as you can tell from my accent, from London, UK. I emigrated to Canada in 2006 with my husband and 4 children. We live in Brampton, which is about 20 minutes away from the center of Toronto. Um, let's see now. So I have also, since living in Canada, I've acquired 3 daughters-in-law, which I absolutely adore. We're very close. My 3 daughter-in-laws, they all call me mom. And I have 2 grandchildren, one almost 3, and the other is a year and a half. I've been in this digital business for about a year and a half, I believe, now. And I don't mind telling everyone, I just celebrated my 57th year on this earth.
you don't
Um,
even look 57, Jen. You
and
do not look 57.
I had an awesome time with all of the shutdowns and COVID and everything. I've declared that from now on, birthdays will not be one day, they will be a birthday week. So I had an absolute birthday week, and my children did me proud. And I just had such a wonderful time, and I'm just like, it was amazing. It was amazing. And so, yeah, so that's about that's my main intro. Do I carry on talking? Because
I love
I
that
can talk the
you
hind legs off a donkey. So
I love that you have birthday weeks now. That sounds like a lot of fun. I
yes,
I haven't actually celebrated my birthday really in forever. But through COVID, I kind of had the same, like, I might actually start doing something for my birthdays. But you do not look 57. You look fantastic. I want to say hello to
thank
Karen,
you.
who is joining us. And yes, I agree, Karen. I think I will start
Yay.
calling her Jen too. I love it. It's so cute. So when so you have the 3-year-old granddaughter and then the 1.5, right?
Yeah, so she's going to be 3 the end of May.
Okay. So are you guys doing Nana Day this weekend?
So yes, we do Nana Days nearly every week, and that's been
Yeah.
the highlight of having a granddaughter. Is doing this day that is just her day, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter who else asks is for my time, or asks is, that's not a word, asks for my time on a Saturday. Saturday is designated to her, and I protect her. The time that I spend with her is so protected. Like, my other children said, well, do you have to do that every Saturday? And I said, well, yeah, I do. It's Nana Day. It's not Saturday. Not Saturdays don't exist. It's Nana
Yeah,
Day. So
Nana Day.
yeah.
I know. I
So I'll
love
do that
seeing
tomorrow.
all you have so much fun and you're always doing your hair and I love it.
Yeah.
It looks so fun. I can wait, but I cannot wait to be a grandma. I can because I mean my kids are still young. But I can't wait. I envision everything that you do, setting aside days for my grandkids and it's just
You know
there's such
what's
a
weird
special
about being
relationship.
a grandmother? What's really weird? So I love my children and I'm very close to them. I don't just love them. I actually like my children. I like them. I think my children have grown up to be beautiful souls. And when I think about them, I think I love them so much. I can't imagine loving anyone more than I love my children, or I can't imagine a deeper love than the way I love my children. And so when I learned I was going to be a grandmother, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, because I'm thinking, well, I'm all set with my children. And then, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, it's so difficult to articulate, but the love between a grandmother and a grandchild is just a different level. My children have gone down the totem pole.
I can relate
I
to
know they
that.
lost their Saturdays.
I can relate to that wholeheartedly. We've been getting our grandson about every second weekend. He's been coming over and spending time with us. And this weekend, we were playing outside and we were enjoying the snow. And we come in and we made some homemade Play-Doh when he was here last time. And then so I had it saved and we're playing Play-Doh. And he stands up on the chair, gives me a big hug, and he says, "This is the best day ever, Grandma." And it's just like melts my heart. And then his mom comes to pick him up, and he's like, "Grandma's my best friend." And then she's like, "I'm not your best friend anymore." "No, my grandma's my best friend."
So
It's just
sweet,
so sweet,
honestly.
like melt your heart, so sweet. So yeah, I can reciprocate that feeling of what you're when you're describing your grandchildren. I was the same way. I didn't know. I was when my daughter told me she was expecting, I didn't know how I was gonna feel when he entered this world, and I was just like, wow, it takes it to a whole new level.
You
Yeah,
know what was great was that my daughter-in-law allowed me to be at the birth, like literally at the birth. So
Yes.
I actually saw my granddaughter entering the world, and it was just, I've never experienced anything. I just started bawling. I've never experienced anything so beautiful and just wonderful. And I just think, there's nothing that to date that compares to that particular moment in time. It's just a wonderful time.
I actually delivered my niece.
What?
My sister went into labor, and the doctor sent her home and told her that she wasn't progressing. And we lived in an apartment building. She called me. She's like, you need to come. She was on the second floor. I was on the third floor. She's like, you need to come downstairs. And I delivered my niece in my sister's bed while the paramedics were on their way. And I was talking to 911 on the phone. She was born premature, but she's graduating in a couple of months. You would never tell that she was premature, and she's just thriving in life. Yeah.
So if the online business never works out, you could become a midwife.
Well, actually, what happened was when I moved to Grand Prairie from my hometown, I wanted to be a nurse, but then I started to develop arthritis in my hands. So my dreams had to go in a different direction. So I really did want to be a nurse. I've had some experiences in my life that was leading me down that path, but God had bigger plans, and I just went in the other direction. So here I am.
I like the direction it's going.
Yes, maybe.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I love that. I had a thought. Hold on. I haven't had much sleep. I forgot what I was going to say. I love that we can set those days and set those times aside and make time for those that are important to us and work this business around it.
Yeah.
I know that, we were just talking about myself. I spend quite a bit of time on the computer because I also help with a couple teams in the back end. And so I have this year, Jenny, this year, I'm very deliberate with my time this year. I'm deliberate with my business, with my commitments in the back end, and I'm very deliberate with my family and my kids this year. And I've been setting aside time, and my business hasn't suffered one bit. Everything I need to do still gets done around my family.
I'm the same way. Like, I prioritize my time, and I'm more productive in the morning. So I spend a lot of time in the morning before even everybody else in my household wakes up on my business, because then I can devote my time to the other areas, my family, household stuff, if we have any appointments, etc. Right? So really, really setting that. I mean, you don't have to have a set schedule where you're doing the same thing every single day.
No.
But you can really design your days.
I'm very go with the flow because that's how our family rolls, especially this week. Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
But then you can be flexible to the changes too, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to ask your boss for the time off.
Yeah. Nothing is set in stone, which is really nice. But that being said, then and I've been doing good so far, I think, but you have to be accountable to yourself too.
Yes.
Because you are your own boss and it is your business. And so at the same time, if I miss a day, I'm like, oh boy. I know Wednesdays I haven't been able to make our team meetings and our community training sessions because I've got kids and activities on Wednesdays now.
Yeah.
And for I think it was last week, I had to sit down and for an entire afternoon, I had to catch up on all the ones I missed because I don't miss them. So you have to be accountable to yourself too to follow up on what you've missed out on, and what you wanted to accomplish and you didn't. But at the same time, you find a spot that fits into your schedule and you get it done. Exactly. And there's nobody we're harder on ourselves than anybody.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's up to us.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that I know we've talked back and forth a little bit about having an accountability partner, and while I'd love to have an accountability partner, I actually don't think I could find anyone that is going to be as hard on me as I am on myself. Yeah. So in terms of because I've got a whiteboard in my office and I make a to-do list, and when I miss those deadlines, I don't think anybody else could be as hard on me as I am on myself. So I think, do I really need an accountability partner? Yeah. No, I just need to be true to myself, because at the end of the day, when we rob ourselves of time, that's exactly who we're robbing. We're robbing ourselves. When we don't do things, we're cheating on ourselves. It's silly, right? And so
Yeah.
I can be accountable to myself because like I believe I'm a go-getter.
Yeah.
And when I miss deadlines, when I miss a meeting, I just like I kick myself so hard up the
I
rear,
know.
you know.
Yeah.
I do not like unfinished tasks either. Like when I make lists, I have to finish that list. Unless one of the kids throws it in the garbage by accident or something, but I have to finish what's on my list. It eats at me.
I got to show you
Yeah.
something. So
No.
I made these. So I just read the book called Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
That really good book by James Clear, and I adopted one of his habit trackers. So what I do in the morning, I start off. He used paper clips, but paper clips don't mean anything to me. I stationary. So I went and got marbles because I love marbles. I wanted round marbles because when I was younger, my brothers used to play marbles. But I couldn't find any round ones. So these are flat on one side, but these are the colors that I love. And I start
Oh,
off with a full jar in the morning and an empty jar. And every time I complete a task that lends to the person I want to be or where I want to end up, I move one marble from the full jar to the empty jar. And then at the end of the day, I see how many is in here and I can actually track my progress.
That's
I
amazing.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that's
where do
what
you
I'm.
keep your jars? Where do you keep them? Do you keep them
Right here on my desk because
Okay.
I tend to work in my office at home, so
Yeah.
right here.
So do you use them more for like the work side of things or for like anything?
Yeah, okay. So I use it for all right. So I've got a picture in my head of my destination, right? Where I want to end up. But I also have 1,000 things going on in my head. My head is like spaghetti junction of things that I could be doing. But not everything that I could be doing lends towards my destination. Not so when I do something that doesn't lend towards my destination, even though it's important, it could be watering the plants, right? I don't move a marble over. But if I place an ad first thing in the morning, I absolutely move a marble over. If I get a new ad out there, I absolutely place a new. That should be like 6 marbles, but I only do one per task, right? If I check for every person's page I comment on, I move a marble over, right?
Oh, I love
And
that.
so anything that lends to
Yeah.
my future destination, a marble gets moved over. I'm supposed to read a chapter a day. I move a marble over, right? But it can't be any chapter. So if I read a chapter of the Bible, for instance, I wouldn't move a marble over. But if I read a chapter of James Clear, I would move a marble over.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
How disciplined do you have to be to move the marbles? Because that would I feel like that would be my downfall. I would probably do everything and then I'd probably go back to it and at the end of the day be like, 1, 2, 3. What did I do
No,
today?
the reason I don't do that, even though you could, because there's times when
Oh,
I complete something outside, for instance. I take pictures and I go, that's content for my business and that
Yeah.
yeah.
deserves a marble moved over. So I will come home and move a marble over. But the reason I don't do it all at the end of the day, it's because I actually get satisfaction over seeing the other jar getting full throughout the day. Every time a marble goes over, I think, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I like that, you know?
I'm I'm with Karen. I've probably lost mine too. Oh my goodness.
That's a good
I
one.
love that though. I love that. I think I want to try that, but I'd probably have
So
to
it
put
doesn't
it
have to be marbles. It
no
use something that appeals to you. It might be you could say
paperclip.
every time you do something that lends to where you could it could be a loony or toonie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
And then
can
I
be
can put it
anything.
towards a vacation.
Yeah.
I really like that idea though. I might try it. I'd have to probably have it upstairs. out in the open. So I'd have to figure out where to put it so the kids don't get at it. But I really like that idea. I kind of want everybody to have their own jars actually in our house. Now I've got these wheels turning. I might have to go to the dollar store today. And if you want, I know you have your marbles now, but if you want the round ones, the dollar store usually has marbles.
I checked the dollar store and they didn't have
Oh
them.
yeah.
That was the
Oh, they
first place
always
I
have
went
them at
to. They
ours.
didn't have the round ones.
Oh, they always have them at ours. If I see them, I can get you some. It can't be loonies for me. I've already lost my marbles.
Well, in a sense, though, yeah, I was
Say
gonna say, in
again?
a sense, though, Karen did have two jars because they just got something really amazing, and
Yeah.
they had to work towards it too. So, you know,
Hi,
it doesn't have to be marbles. It could have been, you know, whatever they were doing to make that happen. So that's pretty incredible because they just did something pretty amazing.
So are
Yeah.
you going to continue to do that long term? Or is this just kind of like getting you in the habit?
I think that I'm trying. It's probably not going to be long term because I can't imagine doing. No,
For
it's not
every
going to
day
be
of your
long
life.
term. I think that for me, it was in an attempt to help me to become more disciplined, so
Yeah.
that the way that I run my day, it should feel natural, and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel natural at the moment. And I know it doesn't feel natural because on many days my jar only has my empty jar only has 5 marbles in it at the end of the day. So I know that it hasn't become natural.
Yeah.
When it becomes natural, the results will show, right? In that my business will be moving at the speed in the trajectory that I want it to move in.
Yeah.
It's not automatic right now. It's like I keep going from 5th gear down to 1st gear.
Yeah.
Before slowing the car down. So
we have all been there.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's why I don't drive a standard too, by the way. I like the automatic.
I love my standard.
Put me in the automatic path.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So how long have you've been, has it been almost 2 years now that you've been?
Yeah, in September it will be 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years this year. Yeah. So Jennifer and I aren't financially connected. Neither of the Jennifers and I are financially connected. And but Jenny and I share mentors and coaches. And I have to say that if you guys don't follow her page, you absolutely have to, because she gives wonderful advice. She has beautiful go lives and she's truly inspirational. And I don't know. You are just such an incredible light. So you really like your job.
I absolutely adore, not just like, my job is my heart.
You have this beautiful life, this beautiful family, like this drive. What brought you to this business? Because so many people come to this business because they don't like their job and they want something different, you know, and life isn't beautiful or grand or great, but you have so much. So what exactly drew you into working in the online space?
Okay, so I absolutely adore my job. It's all I've ever wanted to do is be a nurse. I don't work with sick babies anymore. I work with well babies and families, and I get taken into these families who adopt me and never want me to leave, because, you know, and it's just really a rewarding and an amazing job. However, there's 2 things why I knew that I needed to do something different. The first thing was when COVID hit, back in March of 2020, during the first shutdowns, when all the mandates was going out, and they spoke about social distancing and not having people outside of your circle in your home. I had no income.
Yeah.
Right. So I went from a decent income straight to no income. And that went on for 6 months. And I almost depleted all my savings over a 6 months period. And it made me realize how volatile working for someone else When someone is responsible for paying you, as far as I'm concerned, you're in a volatile situation. I don't care how much you're paid, right? And so that was the first thing I knew something had to change. And the second thing that I knew something had to change, as much as I love my job, and I really do, and to this day, that's why I still do it 2 days a week, it doesn't have residual income. I can't do it from anywhere in the world. My job requires me to physically show up, and my job is also emotionally draining, even though it's rewarding, right? Because things that, like, the babies get, well, babies get sick, and you're there supporting the parents through that. Many parents haven't done well over this COVID period, and postpartum depression has gone through the roof. Even the dads are suffering from a level of anxiety I hadn't seen within families before. And so it's emotionally draining. And I wasn't even that serious about this business, because for me, it could be a side hustle because of how
Yeah.
much I love my primary role. And then I listened to a mastermind, and I should write this mastermind down, because when I talk about my 6A journey, I'm going to speak about this mastermind. But it was the McCullums were on this particular mastermind, and Karen spoke about the fact that she loved how much she spoke about with passion, how much she loved her job. But she said she realized that she was investing in other people's life, making their life better, while she wasn't paying attention to hers, right? And that made me think, oh my God, I don't spend quality time with my husband. I don't spend quality time with my children. I'm always emotionally spent when I'm at home. I just want everyone to leave me alone because I need to recover. And that was and it was fulfilling, but I realized that to continue, I probably was going to hit burnout. Right. And so I thought, no, I need to look for something. And so that's what had me. I wasn't even necessarily, I was scrolling on the internet. It sounds so cliche when people say that. I was scrolling on the internet and I came across this ad. But that's literally what happened to me.
Yeah.
Right. I was scrolling on the internet. I was doing it so like window shopping, because I didn't know what I was looking for. It's very hard to find another business when you're happy in your career.
Yeah.
Because I knew that whatever I find has to be as equally fulfilling. And one of the misconceptions I had about my career, that this business, because one of the things I must say about this business that is important, it's helped me to find myself. And I didn't even know I was lost.
Yeah. And I think so many people feel that way. And when we join the community, I mean, everybody has their reasons, but it really comes down to when they've joined, they've found themselves. They've discovered a new part of themselves that they didn't know was there. They've come to this realization that they're capable of so much more than they were ever told before.
I didn't think that I could exist outside of nursing. Outside of nursing, I didn't know who I was, because it's all I've ever done. And I felt like, oh, I don't make myself cry here. I felt that if I stepped outside of nursing, I would step outside of who I am as a person. Yeah. But that's why I thank God that I'm a reader, because one of the things I now realize is that nursing just gives expression to my purpose. That's what nursing does. So my purpose can find expression in whatever I'm passionate about. And I happen to be passionate about this online business. And so my purpose now finds expression through this online business. So the greatest thing that they've said on many masterminds is that just be yourself. I don't need to be told that twice, because I don't know how to be anybody else.
Well, I think you're pretty great.
And what Charlie said too, that comes across on your page for the people that are following you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you have an incredible way, a way of expressing yourself, and I don't even know, when I watch your go lives, you just draw me in. Like, absolutely, from start to finish. And I love how expressive you are and how open you are. And I love that our business is being open,
Yeah. And
and
something else I'd like to say before we finish is this. You know, there there was such a conflict for me as a pastor. I'm a minister of religion, right? And I've had so many conflicts as a minister of religion. Being a woman is even one of the conflicts, right? And being in business, because money has no eternal value.
Mhm.
Money is not for the life that I'm working towards. Money is for this life. So it was very hard for me to get my head around, I'm trying to become financially free. Why? Because I'm not going to live here
Yeah,
forever. So it was very hard for me to place emphasis and a focus on ultimately making money. And
yeah,
so I really, that was one of my, in the early days, that was one of my biggest obstacle, was my mindset towards becoming successful.
yeah,
Like, I felt I don't need to be successful, I just need to have enough. Well, having enough is great, but I can't help anyone.
yeah,
I can't leave a legacy for my grandchildren. I can't help my friend get out of debt. I can't help my family back home. I can't travel around the world. I can't even, my help towards the parents and the families that I love is so limited. So many of them could do with um, a financial lump sum in their life.
yeah,
Well, I can't even help them. And so I realized that, my God, religion, if you're not careful, can just really screw up your thinking,
Mhm.
right? You really need to have a firm grip on the truth of who God is to understand that He is love and He wants you to manifest love. And manifesting love um, is you working to become financially free, though, so that you can help other people.
yeah,
Right. And so I realized there's nothing wrong with having $1 million in the bank or 2 million
yeah,
in the bank. There's nothing wrong with that. And so now I pursue it with joy. I pursue it with, like, I'm just the other thing is that as a minister, they tell you how to behave. Like, somebody once told me that I was too jovial and that's who I am as a person. And I'm thinking, if I can't be that person, you want, like, I've always been like a square peg that people have tried to fit in a round hole. And then I read one of my school reports that said, a long time ago, this was back in 1983, I think it was, and it said that Jenny has an infectious sense of humor. And I'm thinking, but that's who I am. I just need to be me, and I need
Yeah.
to laugh while I'm on this journey, and I'm going to be on this journey to making money, and I'm going to be able to help the people I love. It isn't about the next life. It's about this life and the good that I can do in this life while I'm here. And so I thank God. If nothing else, I thank God that I found myself, because I
yeah,
think that one of the greatest accomplishments in this life that deems a person successful is the ability to find, who am I?
yeah. It's so easy to get lost in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people come into this business because they want more money.
Yeah.
And that's great. But Jen and I talk about this all the time. We actually just brought it up again yesterday at our lunch with other business owners. You got to ask yourself why. So your first why might be, why do you want to start an online business? Well, I want more money. Well, why do you want more money? Because I want to quit my job. Well, why do you want to quit your job? Because I want to be home with my kids. Well, why do you want to be home with your kid? Like, you've got to get into the deep thick of it to really figure out what you want, why you're here, where you want your life to go. And once you figure that out, I think that's probably the hardest thing, is figuring out why and then taking that first step to get it. And the lovely thing about this business is that we get to create our life, and we get to create the life that we want, but we also get to do it while being ourselves.
Yeah.
And the biggest message we see in our community all the time is everybody's welcome. Nobody's judged. This is for the underdog. This is, I absolutely, hands down, this community, this business has, it's shining a light on the world. And I love that we're growing. And I love that we can put that out there as business owners, and we're not being told to, our hands aren't being tied, right? Because there's nothing to hide.
Nothing.
So,
I mean, this is a beautiful business, like integrity. I hear so many companies talk about integrity, right? They throw that word around, and then you get into that business, because I've tried other businesses, and then you find out you're just a stepping stone for someone else. Yeah. Whereas I've been in this business for a year and a half, and the integrity is so real. Like, I've made friends in this business. I didn't come into this business to make friends. I thought it was just going to be a shark eat shark world, and only the strong survive.
Yeah.
But I've found it to be the exact opposite. And it's everything that I've want in business and more, because I want to help the regular person just like myself succeed.
Yeah.
And that's just beautiful.
I brought this up a couple weeks ago. There was a quote that was floating around our community that I absolutely loved. And it was, "I can't compete with you because I want you to win too."
Yeah.
And that really is the epitome of our business and our goals as mentors and coaches. So it's a beautiful thing. Well, that was so lovely. Did you have something to say, Jen? I saw you but my computer froze. Okay. I think my Wi-Fi is being wonky. I have one question to ask you, Jenny. So the one thing I ask everybody as we kind of bring our interviews to an end is, for those people out there who are feeling stuck, whether it's life, love, business, whatever, for those people out there that just don't really know where to turn right now, what would your advice be for them today?
Okay, so I used an analogy recently on one of my go lives, and I think for that question that you've just asked, I would use it here. And what I would say to anyone who's feeling stuck, I would say, don't don't struggle on your own in being stuck, because, like, I think of being stuck. Like, I used to watch those movies when I was young, and people walking along and then they fall into quicksand, right? And then they struggle, and the more they struggle was the quicker they sunk. So I believe that if you're stuck, stand still and scream for help, right? Because there's always going to be somebody, especially in this business, there's always going to be somebody who's already been stuck where we are or you are, and they know how to get out of it. So we don't have to struggle and sink, because so many people bottom out and leave this business because they think it just didn't work for me. But what really happened was they got stuck and they didn't cry out for help, because there's so much love in this community that someone, whether they are attached to them financially or not, would have stretched down the hand and pulled them out.
Absolutely. I love that.
That's powerful.
I like that. I'm just gonna start a new video series for you and your
I don't know how I come up with half the stuff that comes out my mouth.
You and Karen, who joins us quite often as well, and you guys have seen her in the comments. She always has euphemisms and things to describe, and I don't know how they come up with them, but they're spot on every time. Well, thank you, Jen, for joining us today. Jennifer, oh my gosh, I'm so confused.
Jen.
Thank you, Jen, for joining us today.
You're so welcome.
And we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for everyone who tuned in today. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Jen?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for Thank you for sharing your morning with us, or your afternoon, your evening, wherever you're watching from, because we really do enjoy these Fridays with you guys and our guests that we bring on. Because, I mean, we might know them, but we don't know them to the level that we get to know them here on this space with you guys. So
Yeah.
we're sharing this experience equally with you guys, because it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful.
And if you ever see us in person, we're exactly who we are on the screen.
Exactly.
So we're nice. We like people.
We're nice.
So say hello. All right, you guys.
Weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.